Summer, they said. Warm weather, they said. July, England. Football's coming home, they said. Baked in sunshine, they said. Suntan, maybe, they said. Oh, well, everybody, this is an exclusive. It is a One Leeds exclusive. I am the Wally with the brolly. I am Steve McLaren. And we're walking round with the brolly out, just because I thought, you know, it's a little bit of it's a different way of doing things, isn't it? You see all these vloggers going around in the sunshine and in all these incredible locations and all that sort of stuff. Well, I thought I'd bring you the gristle and the real Yorkshire weather as we're getting bounced on. And I literally am the Wally with the brolly, but at least it's white, Leeds colours, there we go. Bought from the club shop. So bringing a bit of LUFC into this dreary, miserable summer we're facing right now. But anyway, everybody, let's get into your news today. So it looks like Ipswich Town are about to sign one Samy Shmodic for around about £6 million. I mean, oh God, the Premier League, if we'd have just won that flipping game against Southampton, £6 million plus add-ons for Samy Shmodic. This is what you can do. That's a bully boy tactic. That is looking at Blackburn and thinking you need a bit of revenue, even if it is £6 to £10 million. So we're going to lowball you, which apparently Ipswich did. Apparently they were tough in the negotiation, according to reports down there. £6 million plus add-ons. And the reason I'm bringing Samy Shmodic up, everybody, is because we've said through the window, you know, if Leeds aren't to get a 9, which it doesn't look like we're doing, if Rutter potentially is going, which I don't think he will, but could you get a 10 in Szmodics? I mean, it does feel like we've got that 10 sort of sewn up now in maybe a narrow 4-2-3-1 system with Aronson maybe in there. Maybe he's going to become that number 10 this season and debutise in that position for the remainder. But Szmodics would have been perfect. Just in behind Peru, I think it'd have helped him a lot as well. But yeah, Szmodics to Ipswich. And I tell you what, everybody, keep an eye on Ipswich not going down this season. Obviously, they missed out on Philogene, who's been called back by Villa on some sort of technicality. Fair play to Villa for that. What an addition, £13 million. So yeah, that's sort of the first bit of news, everybody. The second bit of news, and we're sticking on Blackburn Rovers today, is Liam Cooper. Looks like he's taken a massive salary cut from what he was at Leeds. And it just, you know, when you're hearing all these salary things, you know, you're hearing, oh, as I change it round, hold on a sec. But you're hearing these salary bits, aren't you? When it comes to Leeds United, you're hearing Elan Melier and Marseille, and it being too much money. And we're hearing Cooper been on an extraordinary amount relative to championship level at Leeds United. And apparently he's willing to take a massive pay cut because that's what he'll need to join Blackburn Rovers. But Blackburn and Sheffield United are in conversation. And apparently it looks like Coops is going to choose John Eustace's Blackburn Rovers to be part of their left-sided back two. So yeah, good move for Coops. Not that far away as well from Leeds, obviously, where he resides with his family. So it'll be a good move for him. But yeah, some good sort of offers on the table from the Sheffield United as well. It's interesting how he rejected, or he's apparently considering Sheffield United, but Blackburn Rovers are the front runners here. I mean, you'd look at promotion credentials, you'd think 100% it's going to be Sheffield United over Blackburn Rovers, but you wonder if Sheffield United are struggling financially. However, sticking on the Blades and sticking on Chris Wilder, they look to have won the race for Kiefer Moore. Hull City, smart addition, top addition at this level. We've seen it with Bournemouth, we've seen it with Barnsley, we've seen it, you know, last season with Ipswich Town. What a job he did for them. And yeah, he's signing for Sheffield United. They're beating Hull City in the race for him. Would I have loved Leeds to go in for him? I think he's definitely a massive impact player, you know, in that second half of the season. Scored more than Bamford, as I predicted he would, which isn't that difficult, but it was sentiment FC with some of our fans. Bamford has scored a nice goal against Peterborough, a couple of nice ones in the league, and they sort of forgot about his sort of 4 goals in 11, 12 games towards the back end of this season. But that will always be my frustration with certain fragments of this fan base who will just literally give Bamford any sort of length of rope he wants. He could get 3 goals in 46 games and they'll tell me at the end of the season, yeah, but he runs a lot. That's the standards some fans set at this football club, everybody, unfortunately. But yeah, we're talking about Kiefer Moore last January, getting him in. But we didn't need him apparently because Bamford was there. Kiefer Moore went on to score more goals, had more of an impact, and was simply more dependable. So that's what you've got to look at here. Take that sentiment out the window. I'm happy Cooper's going. I think the experience side of things is going to be interesting because it does play a factor in Championship football. Having those older heads there, Cooper, Railing, Dallas now gone, but I don't care, they're not good enough. And that's including Dallas as well. You know, I know what's happened with Stu and unfortunately what happened with his injury and this, that and the other. But I mean, really, does it, you know, would he get back into the side? Would he get back into our midfield under Daniel Farke? I don't think he would, changing hands again. But yeah, ultimate professional, top lad. He's done an incredible bit at Leeds United. Hopefully he'll go into, don't know, some sort of coaching role with the club. He did some sort of video thing yesterday where the club did a bit of a spotlight episode on him. Maybe he'll go into a bit of a Michael Bridges role in terms of co-presenting on LUTV, I don't know. But look, when we're looking at these players who, you know, to some Leeds fans have really held the candle and held their hearts as well. Look, great, listen, fantastic. But they're not good enough anymore, simply. And I don't really care what sort of assist ratio and goal ratio Ayling got last season. It doesn't mean anything to me. Like, different horses for different courses, different managers for different players. You know, that's how it works. Different clubs for different players as well. And Luke Ayling's done unbelievably well. Of course he has at Leeds United, and what a superstar he was for us. But, you know, that tally he got at Middlesbrough was staggering, but that doesn't mean he'd have done that for Leeds United, everybody. It just doesn't. So overall, there's going to be a really big conversation here when it comes to experience at Leeds United. Joe Rothwell starts that, you know, a little bit of a new era of potential experience, which I'm a fan of. I know he's on a loan, but we're going to stick on Joe Rothwell and we're going to speak about Kamara. Now, we did see not long ago, in fact, that there was a bit of an issue when it came to Glen, and some of the forums, we have to say this is the rumour mill, some of the forums were suggesting that, listen, he when it comes to certain players and 49ers and Red Bull and all this sort of stuff, that certain things are leaked to certain people on forums who don't have to show their real faces, have their real names. It can just be an alias, and that's how they sort of get away with it. And we saw last night on a particular popular forum associated with Leeds United that someone who has a pretty decent reputation, who seems to get the teams right most weekends, has suggested that Glen Kamara is off, is leaving. So yeah, we saw a very similar person who seems to get things pretty accurate on that particular forum suggest that Archie was gone. 2 days later he was. Kamara, we know the link, we know the sporting director has spoken about him and pretty much said that Rennes are interested. The French league would be perfect for someone like Glen Kamara, the pace and the tempo of it. I think I'm all right with it. I'm not like massively upset by Glen Kamara going. I'd like to keep him around. I do. I like Glen a lot. I think he's got a little bit of development in his game. But listen, we've got a European pedigree player there who's played for Rangers in a top competition, who's battled for titles, who is definitely a worthwhile person to have around, and someone with a bit of experience as well, key experience, and seems to be a good cog when it comes to personality in that dressing room. I wouldn't be letting him go. The difficulty is if Rennes are coming in with 10+ million, you're making 5 million profit, and could you get a decent midfielder in for a similar price? If Leeds weren't to replace him and were maybe to utilise Charlie Crew, who's just been given a 4-year deal, which is excellent news. What a player he is. Maybe the new Archie Gray right there. But if they were to just rely on him, I think I'd be a little bit dubious at that, especially with the lack of experience. But Kamara to Rennes seems to be something that's not going away here. 10 to 15 million quid is the rumour that's been suggested. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below regarding that. Would you be happy? Would you be annoyed at that? Cooper as well, would you rather have stuck him on another year-long contract? And obviously Samy Shmodic, everybody. Samy Shmodic, 6 million quid. God, you just feel, it's Premier League football though, innit? That's the difference. But let me know on your suggestions as well in the comment section below. Who would you be looking to go in for? Fascinated to hear what you think, everybody. But But yeah, Glen Kamara, I'd like to keep him around, but if a team's offering 10+ million, but Leeds are giving themselves a lot to do, everyone. They are giving themselves a lot to do, but has the 4-year deal of Charlie Crew almost given us a little bit of insinuation that he might be involved next year? Who knows? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, everybody, on a wet, windy day here in Yorkshire. I'll see you in a bit.